awesome people, my name is Josephine. I'm an artist, animator, and creative adventurer, and today I will be sharing with you how to make your own Copic marker ink, specifically alcohol ink if you're familiar with this. It is super simple. It is no substitute for Copic or alcohol ink that you can get commercially, but it is a fun thing to do if you are in a pinch or if you want to explore different colors and play with your own variations of things. So there are two ways that we'll be doing it today, and we'll be making it out of Kool-Aid and Sharpies. So all you'll need to get is alcohol, some Sharpies, some Kool-Aid, and some containers to hold them in. I will be testing these inks out on 3 different types of paper, specifically canvas, Bristol board, and photo paper. The reason I choose photo paper for the end is because I thought it would be very interesting and neat to work with. A lot of tutorials that have alcohol ink, where they use alcohol ink, suggest using a smooth surface like glass or tile to work on. Most of the tutorials I have found out there have only been for scrapbooking and stamping. I, of course, do none of these things, so I thought it would be fun to show you how to use it in a more traditional art means. Just a quick note, this is the first time that I have made any of these inks, and so you will be exploring this interesting experiment with me for the first time as I learn about it for the first time. So let's get started. Hi awesome people, so today we are making alcohol inks. And what you will need is your markers that you are going to turn into alcohol-based ink. You can either use alcohol-based ones or water-based ones. I found that both works. You will need some pliers, a eyedropper, a container to hold your ink in, and this is approximately an ounce. I got them from a dollar store. They did not say exactly how much it was, but when I measured it out, it came out to be about an ounce. A container for your inks to soak in, and last but not least, and the most important thing, rubbing alcohol. I have 70%. I found that this works okay, but the best results come from having 90%. But all I have on hand today is 70%, so we're gonna go with that. Plus, you will need some scissors. Those are always helpful. Now, this is a messy thing, so please make sure that you have a clear workspace, and if needed, put on some gloves, because as you can tell, my fingers are all messy. So let's begin. First, you want to measure out your alcohol in your container that you will be using. Then you will be breaking apart your marker. I chose to break it from the end and take out the cap. They have a little sponge in there that you can use. And then you will be cutting the sponge with all the ink inside of it and placing it into the solution and letting it sit. I like to let mine sit for about 2 hours. 3 is pretty good too, to let everything soak and into the alcohol so you can use it for later. As you can see, it's all nice and doing the thing that it's supposed to be doing. Now that the inks are done setting, we are going to get to the messy bit, and as you can see, a lot of the color has absorbed. Ooh, this has done something very interesting. Yep, had to shake it up a little bit. So it's setting, it's finished setting, and now we are going to squeeze the rest of the dye out of the foam packets and then transfer this into the little containers. Let's begin. So you might have noticed that the packets, I have cut a little slit on the side so the foam is sticking out. I did this because the ink, the solution wasn't absorbing as much into it as I wanted. So this helped the alcohol absorb more into the foam so I could get more of the solution out. Always handy to have some paper towels on the side so when you transfer your pieces and all the liquid inside, you can clean up any mess that spills. And I use the eyedropper to transfer everything into the container to make sure I don't spill too much because it is a very messy business. So here is the second method of making alcohol ink. And for this, you will need Kool-Aid or Rit dye in all the colors that you can get from your local store. I happen to pick mine up at Walmart. Again, another type of cup. I chose a different type of cup this time because that's what I could find at Walmart in the party section. You'll need an eyedropper for distributing the ink later, and some measuring, so you can measure out the equal parts of Kool-Aid here. And as always, you will need your rubbing alcohol. To add on to this, I am using a dyeing chart for dyeing yarn. Different colors, you can make up to 100 or so different colors. I will have the link to the dyeing chart in the description below. This dyeing chart will give you the ratios for each of the Kool-Aid packets to add into your dyeing, so that way you can figure out which color you want to create with your ink. So let's begin. I am using a teaspoon and a quarter teaspoon to measure out the Kool-Aid into my containers, so that way I don't overflow the containers with the powder. Since I was unable to find any green Kool-Aid at the time, I decided to make my own using the lemonade and the blueberry. So we'll see how this comes out. Stay tuned for the next episode where I share with you my opinions on how it works on two different types of paper before I go into making a full piece. Like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also follow me and my works on Instagram at Josephine Animates, or on Tumblr also at Josephine Animates. For my more detailed work, you can follow me on DeviantArt at Curie-Miko.deviantart.com. Hope to hear from you guys later. Bye!